tell you guys a story. Several years ago, when I was still coaching in person, right? So I was coaching in Houston. I was coaching in person. I didn't have a studio or anything like that. If y'all remember back in the day, I used to train at a lot of the local parks, and I even used to drive out to Austin and train there too. And right in the beginning of my journey of coaching people in person, there was a lady who had reached out to me. And this lady reached out to me, and I remember I met her at a Starbucks somewhere like in Midtown in Houston. I met her in person. So she reached out to me online, and we ended up meeting in person. She said, you train in Houston, all of that. And we did her consultation there. And she was a short little black lady, so beautiful, so kind, so sweet, just the sweetest person you would ever meet. And right there at that Starbucks, she was so incredibly vulnerable with me about her goals to lose weight and about the struggles that she had. And so I started working with her. And not far away from that Starbucks where we met, we would go, and I would, have her do really, kind of more simple workouts, because she was really, really overweight. I'm only 5'4". She was a lot shorter than me. She was maybe 5'1", right? Really large lady. She was like over 300 pounds. And so we would go, and a lot of what we would do would be, things that she could keep up with her body, with where it was. And as we went through the months, of working together, I got to know her more and more. And back at that time, I was a new trainer, and I didn't have any certifications related to nutrition. I didn't really know how to coach mindset stuff. This was way before all the functional stuff. This is when I was a trainer, and I thought in that typical trainer mind that you have when you start to be when you get your certification. It's a lot of focus on just the exercise piece. And that's what I did, and that's what she came to me for. I don't think she expected anything, overly past that. You know what I mean? And so she came to me, we would work out together, and we would change locations. And as the months passed, we became closer and closer, and she would tell me things, and she started to tell me about her relationship with food on a deeper level. Like, how she would binge, on different foods. She just started being so open, like, yesterday was really tough. Like, I can't believe I ate a whole, pack of Oreos, or, whatever. Like, she was very, very vulnerable, and I tried my best to use the tools that I had at the time to help her to work through that. And I'm so glad that I, at least in my young training days, had the awareness to say, hey, I think this is something that you really need to explore in therapy. And I don't know if that's something that she did or not, but it was something that I had at least mentioned. At some point in my training people in person, because I was going to all these different parks, people started to say, hey, can you come to me? So I created a travel fee, and I would start going to people. And so I would go to her. She was one of my early clients, like a 5 a.m. or something like that, because she worked, and I think I was working at that time, or I may have been in a situation where I was having clients back to back. I don't know. I stopped working the last time I really had a job like that was 2015. And so this could have been like an overlap of when I transitioned out of that. And in fact, no, this was after that, and I know why. Anyway, so I would start going to her house super early in the morning. She lived in an apartment, so I would do my little code, and it would call her phone, and she would let me in, and I would go and meet her so that we could work out at her apartment gym. And she was always really, really good about her workouts, about being on time. But when it came to the food piece, that is where she struggled significantly, was with the food. She had such a hard time trying to get the food piece down. And it was something that I tried to work with her on all the time. And when I think about it in hindsight, I'm like, I can see everything in hindsight now, which is like what makes it so much more tough. So I remember the last time I saw her, we had for whatever reason, I trained her at a Planet Fitness that time. It was the last time I saw her. We had went into the Planet Fitness and everything, and she had her little black membership, and she was like, "Oh, Cookie, hey boo, hey Tanya, you know, I gotta take you in here so you can do the little massage," you know, trying to show me her little stuff. Oh, what's that? This is so cool. Okay, I like that. Thank you. But yeah, she was so excited. She was excited because she was seeing that she was going to start working in the capacity of being a consultant. She was already at a super high level in her career. Like, she was killing it. I was like, dang, good morning. She was killing it. And she was like, you know what, I want to start doing this consulting and this contracting. And she had a huge impact. She had a position where she had the potential to make such a huge impact on kids. And she was so passionate about that. So it was December. I was at home. I was putting up my tree, actually. I was putting up my Christmas tree. And I always, like, I do this whole little thing and, like, have the music playing and put the tree up and stuff. So I'm doing all that stuff. I'm, like, vibing, feeling good. And my phone rang. And it was her. And it's nighttime. You know, like, this is back in the day. So it's a little different than it is with my clients now, where I was a new trainer. So imagine, like, you're a trainer, you know, at a gym or something. Your client is calling you at night. Like, it's just strange. I answered. I said, hello? And it wasn't her. So it was her son. And he said, I keep crying on lives on here, but it's okay. I brought a paper towel because I actually thought I'll be prepared this time. He said, hey Cookie, I'm calling to let you know that my mom passed away today. He said, I wanted to let you know because I know you had a session coming up with her because she had it on her calendar. When I tell y'all, I just completely everything stopped. There's Christmas music playing in the background. The trees over there. And I think I told him, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I was so shocked. And then it clicked, like, you know, oh my God, this is her son. Her son had just had kids. She was younger, but, you know, he was young and he made her grandmother young. And, you know, I think she was in her 40s, which makes it even worse. And he said, yeah, she had a blood clot. It traveled to her lungs, and like that she had passed away instantly. And what really broke me is that he said when the paramedics got there, she said, Lord, please don't take me away from my family. And I know how much she cared about her family, and even though her son was making her grandmother early and she had her thoughts, she was excited to step into that role. today I said, you know what, I'm going to get on here and I'm going to do a live because I want to talk about the reset and what I'm hosting and all this stuff, right? Hold that thought. And then when I woke up this morning, I opened my phone, and today's her birthday. Today's her birthday. I don't know what birthday it would have been, but man, I felt like I had to come here and say something about that, because it was December, I think 2017. If I go back to the years, that was around the time that I did the Dr. Oz show, if y'all remember. Another one of the last things she told me in front of that Planet Fitness in the parking lot was, I've been voting for you. I've been voting for you. Like, I vote every day. I'm telling everybody in the office to vote, like that. She was like, I want you to win this thing, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, it was time for me to get ready to fly back. This was going to the show to reveal. So I had already done the first episode where you vote. And this was going to be the episode where you find out if you win. Her son reached out to me again to let me know when her services and everything were. And her services were that same day that the Dr. Oz show had scheduled me to fly out. And so I had to sit there and kind of decide, like, what is the best thing for me to do? And I know that she wanted me to go. And so I went. And of course, some of you know that I won. And that was such a bittersweet moment because she didn't get to see it. And she wasn't there. And she had, put forth this effort in a way to try to get healthier. She knew that she needs to do better. She knew that she knew. But from a mindset standpoint, she just couldn't get there with the food. And from a coaching standpoint for me, from a trainer standpoint for me at the time, because I wasn't even a coach, I was just a trainer. And being a baby trainer, I didn't know how to support that. And I can't even tell you what my point is. I'm just being obedient because I opened my phone and saw that today was her birthday, and I was like, I haven't ever really talked about this because it's so tough to talk about. But I think the point that I'm trying to come to is, it is so incredibly important for us to be taking care of ourselves fully and holistically. Definitely that situation with her was something that pushed me into, let me do the functional side. Let me get to know more about hormones. Let me understand mindset more. Let me go get another certification in nutrition, because I just want y'all to understand what put the battery in my back, or like what's a part of it. I come on here and I tell you guys about things happening with my family members and this. There's always something that is just like pushing me that's so much deeper than I'm a trainer and I'm hosting this, whatever. Like, it's so far past that. But I just want to say that experience with her is what pushed me, was a part of what pushed me to start figuring out different ways to address the whole person, and to not just think about it in the terms of diet, exercise. It's so much deeper than that. So that's why when I'm doing this 2-week reset, as I'm building it, this is something that my clients already do, but I'm trying to make some adjustments so that as we're doing it in a group format, that you all are getting the best out of it. One thing that I added was some daily journal prompts. That's something that's not actually a part of the reset that I do with my clients, but I added that to this one so that in the app, in the coaching app, you'll be prompted every single day to write about something. And I know sometimes these things can sound and seem so woo-woo, so like, girl, I'm just trying to lose weight. Like, I'm not about to, but it's so much deeper than that. This woman, I'm gonna call her Cece because I don't want to use her name, but Cece, she wanted to lose the weight, but she needed so many more like tools. There needs to be mindset shifts, and I understand that I cannot save everybody, but I'm trying to create a program where at least you can see what the full picture needs to look like for you to get to a place where you're completely healthy. there's no way. I hate the fact that that happened to her, because I think about now, she was so ahead of me in doing consulting and all these different things. Now I'm in that space. And I'm like, we could have collaborated on so many different projects. And I think about and daydream about, wow, like what if she would have like gotten it together and lost the weight and, you know, gotten healthy, and she could have been here with her grandkids, and maybe we would have done something collaboratively. But she's not here. And she's not here on her birthday. I don't know, y'all. I don't have like a special bow or something to tie this one up with. I just know that I wanted to come on and do a live and talk about the reset. And like I said, I opened my calendar and I was like, dang, it's her birthday. And that just threw this to a whole other thing. So all of this to say, please take care of yourselves. Please stop thinking about weight loss, like even, you know, in that way. Start thinking about your health. You're getting older. I had just seen her recently, and just in a matter of like a week, she was gone. She didn't even make it to the hospital. She died in her apartment right there with the paramedics and with her kids. Oh man, I don't know. I hope that, all I can say is this. I hope that I'll leave this live up. We'll see. And I hope that this message really resonates with somebody, whether you come and do the 2-week challenge with me, or 2-week reset, or you just make a change. I really don't care how it happens, but please make a change, because if you're not here, and that's another thing about her. She was the reason why our locations kept changing and times kept changing with our sessions is because she was trying to be everywhere and trying to be everybody for everybody and just doing entirely too much. Those are things that I can see in hindsight. I wasn't thinking about that back then. Back then I was like, oh, okay, you can't do it on this day. All right, let's move it to this day. Let's do it at this time. And I was in that same, you know what I'm saying? I was in a hustle mode as a new trainer and trying to establish myself and all that. So I was moving around a lot too, but I was also a lot younger than her, and I was also healthy otherwise, and she wasn't. And sometimes when your body isn't healthy otherwise, it's worse for it to try to take on that additional stress. And I know so many people in my community and so many people who are connected to me, you're building something. You're trying to build a business, you have a new family, or even you're at the point where your kids have moved out and you're reinventing yourself. Please do not get so caught up in trying to do too much and so much that you don't have any time for yourself, that you're so busy that you're sitting down at the end of the day and just eating to try to feel better. We have to start operating differently. Like this is not a joke. It's not something I want you to take lightly. So I'll dedicate this live to Cece. I gotta go look, and I don't know if I should go look. Like there's certain things I don't do. Like I could never go back on my old phone and go and look at our messages. I always said I would go back and read them, but I never went back and read them, and now I don't think I have them because I have a different. I switched from Android to Apple years ago, so I don't think I have those. But I'll dedicate this live to her and just say, I'm sure she would say, to please get your health in order, because you don't want to put your family in a position where you are suddenly not here anymore in your 40s. So that's it, y'all.